Well, I got most of all the new wires ran. I still have to run the ground wire up to the dash yet, and I have to run the oil pressure sending unit wire here. I gotta run that up to the dash yet, but I got all them in there now, and I got all the old wires out pretty much. The ignition key is hanging there yet. I've already wrapped all this and put loom down in through here to the alternator. I got the ignition wire in there, new one. Right there, that white one there goes over to the distributor cap. Yeah, and I got the neutral safety switch all wired. And I got the gauges just set in place there. They're all wired except for the oil pressure one. I gotta run that wire, and the lights for the backlit, except for lighting the gauges. I still gotta hook that into the system yet. So when I put the light switch on right here, these here will also light up as well as the lights up on the machine. Yeah, so that's it for this Sunday. My back is killing me, and the sun is going down. I just fed all the piggies and the young calves, as you've seen there. You guys all ready to go out for the night, grazing on the grass now? Eh? They wait till just about dark and then they head out. These guys. It's funny, the pigs were way down the bush down there, and they heard me giving grain to these guys, and they come charging up here full tilt. They must have seen me from down the bush or something, I don't know. Okay, everybody, take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Today is Thursday, July the 11th, and this female pig, I know she was looking pretty pregnant, and this morning she had some blood coming out of her back end a little bit, and she was eating and everything fine. And I thought, gee, she was going to have her piglets any day now. And then a couple hours later, she started trying to get away from the other ones. And so I was trying to make a pen separate for her. But in the meantime, she came down here in the bush, and she gave birth to, so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piglets. And I watched her clean all of them, but there was 3 that were stillborn, and she's eating the stillborn dead ones now. After she ate her placenta for the better part. There's one piglet right there, another one right there. I guess it's an instinct to eat the dead ones, I guess. So predators can attract predators, I guess. And so that's the second one now, the second dead one she's eating. But 3 were born stillborn, but she cleaned them all off and licked them dry completely. And they haven't moved for over half an hour, so now she started started eating the dead ones. I've read that they will do that they'll eat them to keep predators away, ones that don't survive. That's too bad that 3 were born stillborn. That's her first litter. The other female pig, she doesn't look pregnant at all, but her teats are dropping down a little bit, but she doesn't look fat at all. This one here, she was looking pretty fat, and I basically wanted them to have them down on their own in the bush here and stuff, and I was clearing a spot further down over there for them to have it. And the boar's been down here, and he sniffed them, but he just turned around and walked away. She grunted at him, and he just turned and walked away. You can see that she was tearing that couch apart to make a nest in the last couple of days. Because they've been around that chair for, well, Christ, ever since I put them down here. But she just started tearing it apart, I think yesterday. And hey, how you doing? I don't know if she's done having them now or what. It's been an hour since she started giving birth to them. And I didn't have my phone with me to record this, and being the saw was close by, not the saw, the boar was close by. I didn't want to leave him until he went back up top. Looks like she's eating some more of the sack there from the other ones. I hope she has more than that, because 3 were stillborn. And they came out the right way. And right away she was licking their mouth clean and eating the sack from around their face. But I did read that pigs will eat their ones that don't live to protect the others from predators. So it doesn't shock me that she's doing that. That she's eating the ones that have been laying there, haven't moved for close to half an hour. So we got 2 live ones on the ground. Why 3 were born stillborn, I don't know. But they didn't move from the second they came out, and I've been watching her all morning because she was really swollen in the back end, a little bit bloody looking, and she kept trying to get away from the other ones up top. Up in their main area up there, she would go under the tree and lay down up there, and then then the others would come and lay down beside her, and she'd get up from there and walk, 20 feet further and lay down again, and then the others would move down with her and lay down. The boar would lay down beside her, and she would lay there for a few minutes and then get up and move down further. And this is where she laid down to have them, because I just kept a close eye on her. I should have had my phone with me from the beginning, but I didn't think it would be today, because her hips are solid. The back end, they're not, they're caved in a little bit, but they're not a whole lot. They sure dried off fast after she licked them clean. I just don't understand why 3 stillborns. But it is her first litter. The other sow I had, she had one couple of years in a row. She had a stillborn, but she never ate them like this one is eating them. But then again, I took them out. I think I took them away shortly after they were born. For reasons I just sort of left them. When I went in close to her, she got right snarly at me. And I'm right now sitting at the electric wire, which is only about 3 feet away from her. She's fine with me here, but when I was stepped over the wire and got on that side, she started to make an awful lot of noise. She wasn't snapping at me or nothing, but she was just making a big ruckus. So I went up and got my camera or my phone and let her be. She's got a big belly yet, so I imagine she's going to have more yet, but we'll see. You stepped on him, Mama. 78 degrees out here right now. The other female, she's probably pregnant, but she's probably maybe a month behind this one. Because her nipples are getting bigger, but she hasn't, her belly hasn't dropped very much. It's a little bit, but not much. That's the way I've done it before. I just let them be in the forest and have their babies, and I'll just put a pallet up on an angle against a tree with a tarp or something over top it so that they stay dry if it rains. But I've had them before where they've gotten rained on in the summertime, and this bothers me that she had 3 stillborns. Like, they never moved from the minute they came out. Hey, Mama. I just like to leave them to let nature take their course and how they do them. And this is the best way for them to give birth to them. They're just out in the bush here, not in some concrete slab. I just don't understand why she had three stillborn. The first 3 were stillborn. The very first 3. I was watching her all morning and every part of the afternoon here. Because yesterday she was ripping that chair right apart, and they hadn't touched it before, so I thought she was making a nest there with the stuff, but she didn't look like she was too ready, because the boar was put into her was it the 28th of March, something like that. I think it was, the video was that I did, and it's supposed to be 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. So she must have went into heat shortly after I got the boar. Because my calculations from the time I got the boar till now, she's a week early. I seen her back end all swole out like that this morning, a little bit bloody, I was thinking, geez, she's probably not too far away. Okay, well, I'll be back again, waiting to see what happens here. Yeah, after Mama finished cleaning up there, she came up top here to get a drink of water, I guess, and roll in the mud, in that mud puddle up there. And then, so I went and I looked in that chair, and I found this guy just hardly moving at all and ice cold. And I put him out on the hot sunny gravel there, and I also found one other one, but he was dead in the chair. So I'm thinking, being that blood that was on her back end, that she had given birth to these two this morning before I fed them even down there, and she came up to get her feed. And I just gave this guy some half and half cream with a syringe with electrolytes mixed in it, and he's getting really feisty now. He was hardly moving even at all. It was hard to tell whether he was even alive even anymore, because he was just twitching a little tiny bit, but now he's struggling to get on his feet. And I don't want to put him back down with Mom just yet until I get him standing up. So I'm thinking she must have had these ones this morning already, and that's why the blood was on her back end. And she's a new mom, and she finished cleaning up the couple of dead ones that were down there that I seen her have stillborn. And when she was done that, she came up top here, and she rolled in the mud up here and took a drink of water. And then she went back down again with them. So I'm not sure what's happening down there right now, because I've been up here tending to this guy. He's struggling to get on his feet, but he keeps falling on his side. But I gave him a good dose of half and half cream and electrolytes mixed in it. That's why the cream is yellow, because of electrolytes. I warmed it up for him, and once he started to get a couple of squirts of it, he started to get more active. And I think he's going to be okay. But there was another one in there with him that was dead, and it was ice cold. So I'm thinking that she must have had them this morning before I was actually watching her, because she had blood on her back end, and but she wasn't anywhere near them. She was like, the babies were, well, the other two babies, where the babies were, they're like, I don't know, 200-300 feet away. And but no, even if she went into heat shortly after the boar got here, she's a good weaker more early. From the regular 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, she's like 3 months, 1 week. Okay, get back to you later. I put him on the ground here because he was in my lap and he was flipping around, flopping around like crazy. So I put him on the ground here and on the hot ground because he still feels cool yet. And he's struggling to get up on his feet, but he's doing a sideways dog paddle. He just about gets up a couple of times. I think he'll be okay once he gets his strength here. So I think he had nothing to drink since he was born, because he was down underneath that chair where all that fluff was. And I didn't go down in there until after Mama left, because when I went in there earlier, she got right freaking snarly at me. We just hope and pray that this guy's gonna make it here. We gave him lots of half and half cream with electrolytes in it. So okay, Mom's up here with the rest of the guys again. She's laying here in the sun. So obviously she doesn't know what to do. So I'm gonna have to bring those babies up here and then get her out into here where I started setting up already this morning earlier. Because she's up here with the rest of the guys instead of staying down there with her babies. Huh. And this guy here, in my arm here. My mom's up here laying down in the sunshine with the rest of the guys. I don't like that. She must have had these other two earlier today before I came out to feed them. And then I started watching her because she was eating the grain a little bit, but she was more laid back than the rest of them than what she normally is. So let's see if I can duck under this fence without getting electrocuted again. I'm gonna put you in the green grass here. Yeah, put you in the green grass. Oh, I crawl under the fence here. Yeah, because he was down in that chair. And I flipped the chair up, and they were inside the chair. They were inside there on the chair, in amongst all this. And these guys here, laying here. There's one. There's the other one. And Mama's up top, up there. Okay. Yeah, so I got all three of them here out in the sun on the grass here. And Mom's up top there just sunbathing with the rest of them now, as if nothing happened. strange. She just doesn't know what she's supposed to be doing. That guy, he's the one that's laying crossways to me there. He's the one I found. Ice cold and hardly moving at all. And now he's been feisting and fighting to move and get going. He's taking a bit of a break now because he was really trying hard there for a while. For quite a while, actually. The other guys are sleeping. I don't know if she came when I was up there warming that guy up and she came down here for a few minutes. I don't know whether she fed these other guys a little bit. I have no idea because I couldn't see her from up there. I just seen she'd come down here and I seen her standing around the nest or the bed. But I'm going to move them up top and try and see if I can get her to cross out of the electric wire there. That's why I made that gate there this morning, so that she'd be used to a gate being there and cross over, because I wasn't expecting them for another week or so. So far she's had I think what it still two or three stillborns, I can't remember now. And then the one I found that was with that guy there, but he was dead. Now whether he was stillborn or what, or died, he could have died because this guy was close to death. He was really cold and was basically not even moving. Well, that one piglet there that I tried to save there, he just kept kicking and kicking and kicking on his side there, and I gave him electrolytes and milk and stuff, but he didn't make it. He passed away. He just kept kicking until he had no more kick in him. Now this female over here, she doesn't look at all pregnant. Like, her tits are down a little bit, but she might be pregnant, but she might be a month out yet, because the other one there, her belly was really hanging, and I moved them up here. There's one right there, and I brought him in the bedding up here. And the other guy, he's sleeping here. But look where Mama is. So she had 8 total, and 6 didn't make it. And look where Mom is. She's laying out here in the thing on here, and I tried to lure her with one of the babies in my hand to lure her to come out, to come up there, but no, she just wanted to come down here and lay down here. So, I don't know. She's a new mom, and you can see her, how big her tits are there, and I wasn't expecting her for another week or more, because like I say, the board didn't go in with them until like the 27th or 28th of March, and that's a male pig waiting to be butchered. But she's down here, not a care in the world. So I'm not really sure. Never had them do that before. But mind you, the sows I had before, they were older sows that I already had a couple of litters when I got them. This is the first time I've had them when they're new, first litters. But this one piglet here, he thinks that this calf here is his mother. And he hangs around him here. I don't know where he went to now. This guy, he's sleeping there. Eh. Eh. Yeah, sleepy eyes. Yeah. There's the other one over there. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish making another pallet over here and then put a roof on it. And put a 1x6 across the front here so that they can't get out. But I don't know if a 1x6 will help or not, because that's a 2x6 right there and they climb right over top of that. So I don't know. They're pretty go, go, go. What do you make of that? My little piglet's chasing after Mom, trying to get something to eat, and Mom keeps running away. He snuck out of their pen that I built over here for them. Don't know how he's getting out, but a second time he's got out now. I think I'm in trouble here. She doesn't want nothing to do with them. Even though she cleaned them up good and everything else when they were born. Then as soon as all said and done, she just up and took off up here. I think she had a couple down there this morning before I even fed them, and then she was up here waiting for her grain. I made the little enclosure here for them, and well, they're both out. They nailed boards so they couldn't get, because they were getting through the slats of the thing there, but I think they're climbing right over top of that. Today is the next morning after the piglets were born yesterday, and I was worried about Mama not feeding them. Well, last night she went in and she laid down with them, and she spent the whole night in there with them. And now this morning I fed her grain, and as soon as she'd done her grain, she come in here and she's with the piglets. I was hoping she'd have some more because she only had 8, and like I said, a lot of them were stillborn. And she'd had a couple, I think, earlier in the day in a different spot in the bush down there. And she didn't want nothing to do with them at all day yesterday at all. And then last night, just before dark, she came in and she laid down here with them. And then when I came in here to videotape it, she jumped up and got out. And so I don't want to get any closer than this and spook her and chase her out. In there feeding them. I guess when she got loaded up with milk, she figured something was wrong. went in there. Everybody just had their grain this morning. And this female over here, her tits still haven't dropped down. So I don't know if she got bred or not. She might have, but she might have been a month or two later. I don't know. The boar's been with them since around the 25th of March. And by my calculations, she shouldn't have had hers until another week and a half. Even if she was in heat when I brought the boar home. And then we got these two in here, or three, 2 heifers and one steer. I feed them out here with the young ones because the big ones won't let them eat any grain. So that's how that goes. Being that she's so big yet in the belly, I thought for sure she would have a couple more. But 8 was total she had, and 6 or 5 were either stillborn, or for sure 2 were stillborn because I've seen them stillborn, and the other 2 I found in a different spot. And I tried to revive them, but I couldn't. And well, actually I revived him, but he just was kicking frantically on his side, and he couldn't stand up on his own. So I don't know whether he was some kind of brain damage or something, I don't know. Because he just frantically kicked for over an hour. He settled down there for a while, and I thought he was going to be okay, and I put him in with the rest of them there, and a short time later he was dead. So that's the scoop the next day here now. It's Friday.